So I would like to start with something. This project I showed in the first README in Moscow 2 years ago. Now it's totally finished. In fact, it's the background of what I'm really going to show here. It's a I prefer now to call it interruption. It's an interruption of a flight simulator computer game, which in the beginning was basically only a surface interruption of this mainstream software, but which later, with the time, after 2 years after this presentation in Moscow, became a very radical modification of the original program. Basically, it's a reduction of the whole thing from all the simulation, all the visual simulation of this 3D world to how the program itself is working, and also the output of the program itself. Now also this new version works under Wine in Linux, which is something that I had always in mind, but it was really hard for me to do. And now it's really working. So basically, this interruption. Oops. Sorry. So basically, this interruption consists in erasing all the representational data in this program. And in the beginning, maybe I was more interested in this surface modification, but then with the time, as I was saying in the beginning, I was more interested in really modifying the structure itself of the program. So it was totally unrecognizable, even if you were looking at the folders. If you were looking at the structure itself of the program, it was pretty unrecognizable. The visual result of this modification is this. This is the aircraft itself. It's a totally absurd aircraft which is unflyable for a human being. The aerodynamics, the shape, everything is gone. And it's only flyable by a machine, in fact. I don't have audio. Audio? Well, it's not so important, the audio. One of the only elements that remains from the original program is the audio. Also, all the interface, all the navigation instruments, and everything is upside down. So it visually becomes something very, very different from the original game. But you can change the views. You can do whatever, but the program doesn't make any sense at all. These are the world itself. Before this was like the original. I mean the representation of the planet Earth. Okay. So if we look at the structure of the program, which is this one, we see that all the names of the files are totally of the folders are totally modified, and also most of the files that compose the program are also modified. So if we look at the log file, which is generating the program itself, is totally absurd. This log file in the original program is outputting the data, the simulation data itself of the simulation of this flying aircraft, of all the simulation. and now it's totally gone. Okay, so I think I lost my window. So then I decided to start a program that was really working with the system, which was really acting in the system. In a way, a practical archaeological program, because it's a series of programs which is called nostalG2. The flight simulator was called nostalG, and this series of small programs interrupting in a way the normal process in a deep way, not in a visual or in a surface way of the system. This series of interruptions are called nostalG2, the whole series. I decided to develop the project under for Windows. I think there are projects that make sense, and other projects made sense really under Windows. This one is more like really a sabotage in a way, or it's a collection of really unfriendly programs. Most of them are not yet well. I'm not going to show the program itself, but you can try to download them in a couple of weeks or so when our new server is totally fixed. The first program I finished, I decided to call it 300 Years Gone. It's when you go to this URL, you can download a very small program, which well, the user when goes to this URL doesn't really know that you go to the page, you get a random program which has the same name but different functions. The thing is that the program, execute the program, it disappears, and it starts an invisible process that takes 300 years to finish. In a way, it's a very stupid and symbolical thing, but which for me it's very definitory of the mainstream relation of a regular person with a machine, in a way. There is also I think in this nostalG2 series, it's very important the context itself, like the cultural context of the web itself. The web itself is really important because there is a lot of disinformation. You have this drawing, which actually is a drawing I found in Google, which is a drawing of a UFO sighting. And you can also download this file, which is a file which is 1 pixel per 1 pixel, and it's 40 megabytes big. It's made with all those commercial programs to make like to hide files inside files. So in a way, the whole thing it's really very much kind of it's very important, the cultural context and the social implications of software itself. The next program I made for the series was called nostalG2 1911, which basically is a small console program which is really colorful. Well, it starts with a kind of a conspiracy, very dark conspiracy story, like kind of a science fiction story, which is made out of news groups postings, and well, it's telling kind of the story of the end of the world, like the apocalypse. When the story finishes, it's like a linear story, just one text after the other. When the story finishes, you get a console, a C console. When you start playing the keyboard, I mean, when you start trying to type something, you get these beautiful drawings and beautiful patterns and everything. And in fact, what you are doing when you are playing with the keyboard, you are triggering also invisible processes. Like in this case, the program is massively pinging the Moncloa .es website, which is the website of the Spanish government. It's a program I just made when when all the things were going on in Iraq and everything, and with the Popular Party. Again, is also a very kind of a symbolical thing. The third program I made for Ars Electronica for the Code Dog exhibition, they asked us to do a program which was really not bigger than 7K, and which was like in a way in an abstract or conceptual or literal way, was putting in relation 3 points in space. So the program basically is super unfriendly. What it does is basically it's a download, but it has a visible part which is simply trashed ASCII patterns, which are being written in the drive as a huge log file, and then the program is downloading and encrypting this archive of conspiracy newsgroups in your system. So of course, you don't know anything about it, and I think for me it's really important, this notion of mystery. When you go here and you really don't see what's going on, you don't have any information. The idea is that this program has 3 files to work. One file is the program itself. The other file is this DT file where all the URL and all the where all the URLs are stored from where the program is downloading. And the third file, which is this one, is the file you can use to encrypt the data that is being written in your hard. But of course, again, for me, it's important that you don't have any notion of what's going on, and you have to really, because again, it's like, in a way, it's a very, it's like a standard relation with technology for many people. It's something very close to this, like they don't know what's going on. The fourth program is called Supercell Boot. It's a beautiful program, which just when you execute it, it creates a super mega exe file, which is like almost 1 gigabyte big, and the program itself is outputting its own code in the form of text files. And well, this one is not. It's finished, but it's not in the server yet. And it was presented in this exhibition in Austria, in Vienna. That was an exhibition which had as a starting point the writer of Blade Runner. And the last one, of the Tentacle Pro, is a kind of, well, the last one until now, because I will try to. The idea is that the project keeps developing until it starts with this very small 300 years file, and then it should finish in a complex application, which in a way will reflect all these contents, but in a very different way, maybe in a graphic interface, because most of these programs are most of the time invisible. You don't see them, even if you try to find the application in the processes. I mean, you can find the process, but you don't see it as an application. So this one is the more wild one, the wild one, which it has like a sequence of periods. Most of the periods are very playful. Like it outputs ASCII portrait from military personnel in the States, and so on, and things like this. It creates also BAT files, which in fact are virus from the 80s. It's putting virus programs from the 80s. So what happens is that your antivirus will detect this and will react to this output. But in fact, what the program is outputting is just a stupid BAT file, which is totally. I mean, it doesn't. It will never harm your system in any way right now. So again, this component of kind of archaeology and like to try to in a way, yes, to use out of context these components of these retro components. And well, it's doing different things that you don't see, because this one is totally invisible. It doesn't have any kind of visual or auditive manifestation. You never see it. You just see you can just see what the folders it's creating, the structures it's creating in the hard drive. Also, this is I forgot. This is not only this is a more complex thing because it's a series of a set of 3 programs that are executing themselves. So when one of the programs is killed, the other one maybe is still alive. And also the program, when it's executed, it creates a huge list of exe files, so you don't know which one is really an exe file or just a simple text file. So in a way, this kind of really trying to, I mean, that's what I said, that it doesn't make, to me, it doesn't make any sense to do something like this under Linux, because the real context to do some kind of project like this, which is really about sabotage, is Windows, which is a mainstream and very expanded operative system. So the program has a red line, which is in a way like the limit from where the program can really destroy your system. The program is, I mean, the program is finished, but some functions are not yet implemented. So I have to work maybe 1 more week. I didn't have time before coming here, but it will be finished soon. I have to still try to think if it's good or not to advise to say something like to make clear that the program can be harmful after 3 days. The idea is that the program is sorry. The idea is the program is dangerous for the system after 3 days, which is it's a period of time which is in a way it's enough to detect the program, kill it, and everything. So little bit this is the project until now. That's kind of, to me, is more kind of like a test, and especially it's more a research project more than a piece of art, which is something that probably I would like to discuss more. No? It's more really it's a test. It's something and a research work, and try to find out. I don't know how to, in a way, how to give another vision about what it means to use a given operating system, and especially about the relation of a regular person, non-specialist person with a machine in front of this kind of and I think I still have 2 minutes, but I finished before. So. Do you have any questions or anything? No? No questions? Okay.
I think we can question that, well, probably you said you discuss it like later or some other topic, or it's, I'm just wondering, because it also can seem like that your project identifies the operating system with the person behind it.
With the person?
That uses the operating system. So the world of these programs consists of operating systems of people who use them. You know what I mean? That you can, the program harms, for instance, can harm the operating system, but it doesn't take into account that in this way it can harm the person behind it.
Yeah, but that's what I said, that I want to really, no one of those programs is harmful. It's the opposite. That most of the, just one can be harmful after 4 days, but I want to make, it's the idea that it's very clear that there is a limit. So the idea is that you execute a program that after a while can be harmful, but you know it. Because in the graphic you see this red line and everything. So the idea is to like, I don't know, in a way to construct a kind of outline of different aspects of the relation with the machine. No, I don't know.
Maybe that's also a question for. Oh, sorry. Go on, Alexander. No, go on. Go ahead.
Well, you seem to consider to show the computer as a black box for the user.
As a what?
A black box. I mean, something that has to be understood. so to stimulate a different kind of consciousness. But for you personally, how the machine, what the machine represents, what's your relationship? I'm just curious. Because you construct a narrative for the user, but what's your relationship with the machine, your personal?
Well, my personal.
It's a personal question, so.
My machine. I mean, my relation with the machine is very different from what my mother does with the machine. I mean, I know. I have more information about how the machine reacts to what I do and how I react in a way to what the machine does and how to deal with the machine itself. So, but what I know.
You have complete control of the machine.
No. Like when I made the flight simulator modifications, I had to really find out how to really redo the whole thing, and I was confronted to this same process, the same process that a normal person would have with a more simple environment. No? That you have to know what the structure of the program, how it works, and everything. So of course I have probably the same relation with the machine, but in another level. No? I don't know.
I had another impression, and I would be interested if you share that or know of another tradition that I felt somehow parallel with your way to work, which is sort of negative metaphysics, which then in the 20th century were negative dialectics. So a way to very elaborately putting somebody outside, very intensively, yeah, or making it dark, everything negative in form of movement or light and dark and so on. And so first, I just wanted to know if you know this tradition, and secondly, is for you a possible second side to talk in normal language, to write, for instance, about these books, or is this performative level of being on the net as an environment, as you said, is that the only environment that you think of?
Yeah, I don't want to write about it. I think for me the practical thing is it's a practical thing. It's a really a parallel thing, because when what I was saying, when you start to study the structure of a program because you want to do something similar, you want to know how it works, and you are confronted in a very similar way to the thing itself, and of course I'm very negative, I have to say. But normally I'm not negative as a person, but I am. I don't know. Yeah, I'm negative. I'm not really optimistic about digital euphoria. I'm totally very pessimistic. Absolutely.
Can you say it again about digital
euphoria? I'm not euphoric about technology and about digital. I'm more pessimistic and more. I really don't have this kind of euphoria for technology. Really, that's why I started doing these deconstructive projects and everything. But it's for me it's not what I try to do is not something which is definitive. For me it's more like a theory, or like how do you say in Spanish? It's a research thing, So it's totally open. For me, it's not closed. It can be wrong. It can be good. It's I see it more like as a test, and nothing is definitive. So.
Are you trying to reach a kind of negative euphoria through these?
No, I'm trying to in a way to show you could say the dark side of it. Sometimes it's not so dark. Sometimes it is. We also made this research work, which is basically a compilation of media from the net, military, governmental, and corporate media. It's video from the net. It's really it's something that you cannot say that it's I am there because I'm pessimistic because I do this compilation. It's the reality of our world is that technology is becoming more and more a way of really defining and cloning the personality itself, through this digital euphoria, through this, and the demonstration of this is computer digital entertainment is a very good demonstration of this. How people is updating their systems, for instance, to have a new game which is exactly the same they had 3 years ago, but with a more improved engine that is to make a better representation of like a better simulation in terms of immersion. So, and this is not something that I think, it's something that is there. One example is Doom 3. Doom 3, NVIDIA, which by the way was collaborating with the U.S. Army to develop America's Army. They were, collaborating with them. NVIDIA they just really released VR with specially designed for Doom 3. So you have to buy this card or you have to update your system to play this new game, which is really maybe not for us, but for many people is something very so it's a way to escape, and I think many ways to escape which are more in a way attached to life itself, to the experience, to the personal experience. So
Another question?
No, we've got to move on. Sorry, but if you can ask later. Okay, thanks.